Hey everybody, it's your bro Luke Feast, back at you with another video. Today, I'm gonna work on a Story of Trey Christmas special for my YouTube channel, Feast Toons. I already wrote some of the script, but I'm gonna get onto the animation, the drawing, and more of that other stuff. So stay tuned, and I hope you enjoy this video. Here I am animating the characters, and you might notice, where are their bodies? It's just their heads. Well, I'll do the explaining. So in this scene, The Story of Trey, they're at the North Pole, but I realized they just have their default t-shirt kind of vibes, and they wouldn't be wearing that at the North Pole. It's snowing. They would be wearing jackets, ski kind of outfits that would help them in the snow. So I'm gonna have to draw that. I also already wrote the screenplay. It's right here, and it's pretty good. I'm proud of it. And now I am gonna get on to the drawing. I also already did the voice acting, so don't worry about that. Thankfully, I got something saved in these filing cabinets. Open. So right here, I got all the characters saved. I got the torso for Andy, and this is Andy's folder. I got his head movements right here. The reason being is because maybe one day I'll have to trace over the head movements for some reason. So that's why I keep them all saved. And this is Joe's folder, the jockey character. We got his torso. The reason I'm bringing this up and all these drawings is because we're gonna have to trace over the torso and draw ski outfits for them and make it kind of relatively the same style as their regular outfits. So let's do that. Now, I'm gonna get onto the drawing. So as I said before, we got all those drawings saved. So I got some drawings set out. I got Trey's torso right here, and we're gonna trace over it and draw like a jacket instead. Also, underneath this glass table is a light bulb. We can just turn on the light bulb. So if we have a light shining underneath the glass table, we can see through it when we put a paper over it to trace it. Right here. So let's start drawing. So that's his torso, and we can see through it. There's actually a paper over it. Let's start drawing his torso. And this will be like a jacket. And let's add like his neck hole. I think I'm gonna add his collar right here. Maybe we can add like the same kind of deal. How about we add like a pocket pouch right here? There. Now I'm gonna take this paper out, but he doesn't have any arms. You might notice that. That's because I draw that on a separate layer. So that's his torso. Now let's draw his arms. I got this arm saved so we can just trace over it. And most of the arm can be relatively the same. And I think I'm gonna give him like mittens. So I'm not gonna draw his fingernails. I'm just gonna draw the mittens like he's wearing mittens. Cause he's gonna be in a cold environment, so he's gonna be wearing mittens. And maybe I'll even add another one, and this will be Ethan's arm. I want Ethan to be wearing like gloves. That looks pretty good. So now I'm gonna draw a layer for the legs. I'm gonna add a paper over this, and these are his legs that I drew. And they're gonna be a different color too. Like, they're not gonna be Levi legs, because wearing Levi in the snow is not a good idea. Snow pants, something that would be good for the snow. So we're drawing it relatively the same so far, but I want him to be wearing like more boots. So let's go down to the feet, and maybe he's wearing boots. So maybe we can go like, ooh, and add a boot. And we're gonna have to add ski outfits for all the characters in this episode. In the Christmas special, Sarah, Joe, Ethan, Andy, and Trey are all in it. So we're gonna have to add snow outfits for all of them. Maybe we can keep the laces. That's what it's all, a boot. Sorry. And I want it to be relatively the same on both sides. Now he is like wearing more like ski boots. Maybe like little indents right here. That looks a little off right there. There we go. That looks actually a lot better. Like he's wearing boots for the occasion. Now I'm gonna start drawing his torso turning on different directions. So let's just copy and paste most of it. Maybe he's facing this way. That's not too hard, right? Shit, I dropped my pencil. We can draw, nope. We can draw this up right here. I think I'm gonna draw Ethan's torso. Ethan's the fat dummy kind of guy. in my cartoon series based off my actual friend. So let's draw his torso. So yeah, let's just draw this over his torso. So we're just tracing his torso pretty much. But we want to make it more ski-like. What should be different about it? I have no idea. You know what? I actually want to go back to this older torso. I just realized something about this. Most jackets for like snow related things are full on zippers. They don't slip on like this. So I kind of want to redo this torso a little bit. Let's just draw it like this. That way it looks more like a jacket. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Having like the zipper go all the way down. I'm gonna erase this. Now I'm gonna go back to Ethan's torso and I'm gonna add the same kind of zipper. Maybe like a zipper down right here. Maybe we can add like the zipper right there. Yeah, that makes sense. Like there's a zipper right here. Now I'm gonna have Ethan's torso turning. This is gonna be fun. This might take a little more time. Now let's have this, but then this belly can be coming out a little more like he's turning. No, that's a little too much. How about more like right there? Just a little bit. And then the back can be more straight. Maybe a little more round right here. Like he's turning a little bit. We can add the torso, the neck part, and his belly indent, and then a zipper. Well, I'm gonna keep drawing this. Now, I'm gonna get onto the coloring. Now, I'm gonna get onto the inking. I drew pretty much all the jackets and all the characters I want. Basically, each character is gonna have their own jacket, a different style shirt they wear. That one's Andy's. This one's obviously Ethan. I'm gonna use an 0.8mm pen. That's just the kind of size I like to use mostly. So let's just do that. And then I'm gonna scan it onto this scanner, onto a scanner app, and put it into the folder I want. Here we go. Now, I'm gonna get onto the coloring on Adobe Illustrator. You see, I already colored Santa right here. I've been working on that. I'm gonna make a new file, create new, for the drawings we made. File, open. I'll just select all of them, open them. Let's start with Ethan's first torso. So let's go to transform, rotate 180 degrees because it's upside down. And that's his forward torso. In order to color it, you have to use this thing called image trace. Let's just say it's not here because usually by default it's not there. So you're like, oh no, how do we color it? We go to Window, Image Trace, and it'll show up right here. You can drag it into right here. Then we click the image we want to manipulate. We go to Presets under Default, and I'm gonna go to Black and White Logo. Okay, does its thing. Then you go to Object, Expand, okay. And now we can manipulate it and we can take out the background. So I think I'm gonna give him the same color as his regular shirt. I'm gonna give him a gray shirt with a dark gray collar. First torso. And I'm gonna copy it and paste it into this untitled document. File, export as. And you can export it wherever you want. Black and white logo, object, expand. I think I'm gonna give him a red torso, and we can give him like brown buttons. And maybe this can be like that. What is this called? Whatever this is called. It's gonna be like a lighter red. There we go. Now we can copy this and export this one. Oh, this is a JPEG. I accidentally exported it as a JPEG. That's another thing. When you export it, you wanna make it a PNG. That way the background's transparent. And so in order to get the same colors, we can use the eyedropper tool. We can click area we want to color, and we can click the letter I, and we can select that, and it gets that color selected. So that's a good way to make sure you get the right colors. So I'm gonna give his torso like a light green right here. And maybe like his collar and other features can have like a darker green, like right here. I like that. Yeah, I like that right there. Now we can select this torso and export that. I guess I'm gonna export the arms now. So I'm gonna rotate this, transform rotate, And I'm gonna do the same thing, default black and white logo. And now instead of just taking out the background, that would take out the arm part too. So I'm gonna erase this arm part. Now we can take out the background with the arm still being there. I'm gonna make the same arm color as Andy's torso and make it his arm. And maybe he has like gray gloves. Maybe how about this color? So I'm gonna copy that and paste it into this document, and this will be his arm. I'm gonna use the same arm for Trey's torso. So instead of redrawing the whole arm, we can just use a blue glove. And then Ethan. But I want Ethan to have a glove. And then like a dark glove? I don't know, maybe like a light gray glove. No, I don't like that. I'm gonna give Ethan a red glove, or a red mitten. Ethan has a red mitten. Now, I'm gonna get on to the animation. I started setting up the scene and adding the characters' jackets to them and making them look more official to the environment. I then exported the video. We have to use a software called Adobe Media Encoder to export it, but that comes with Adobe Animate.
Hey Ethan, it's been a while.
Then I started adding Ethan's eyebrows lifting and his head turning, and then I started adding his mouth movements for the vowels he says.
Hell yeah!
I then added a new scene and added the new audio layer.
You've been playing Minecraft with Santa?
And then I added Trey turning to Ethan. And then I added his head turn too. Then I added Trey's mouth movements for his vowels.
You've been playing Minecraft with Santa?
Now this episode isn't quite done yet, but when it's out, it will be on Feast Toons, my other YouTube channel with all my cartoons. So stay tuned for that and have a great day.